Hello. I've kind of introduced myself before, but like not really. So I thought I would talk about why I've fallen into fragrance talk and why I ended up starting a business based on fragrance also. Where to start? So I was born in California in 1995. Joking. I mean, but for real. But no, I've lived on the West Coast most of my life in Cheyenne currently, but different parts of Wyoming, different parts of Colorado, and also Northern California. I used to be a truck driver. I still have my CDL and I loved it. But I have found myself a single mother of two pretty young kids. So I went back to my job before I started truck driving, which is caring for people who have dementia. So that is like my day job, even though I do it at night because I work overnights. I have always been a weirdo for scent. I remember being like 4 years old and my mom holding my hand, and like as soon as she'd like stop holding my hand, I would like smell my hand to like, I don't know, fragrance sensory, smell sensory was seeking very young, sensory seeking, extremely young. And I remember distinctly doing that as like a little kid. So scent has always been something in my life, but as far as it like actually becoming a big part of my life, I would say that actually happened within like the last 2 years. Um, I kind of argue that I traded like one addiction for another, and I lost quite a bit of weight. And in the time that I started losing weight, I started collecting perfume. Now, I do love the community. I know like some people have said it can be very dramatic. I have not witnessed that side of it. Um, I have just like gotten to talk to a whole bunch of people who are passionate about it, something I'm also passionate about. And it's been overall super positive for me. And I am glad that like I've fallen into the fragrance talk community because it's been like a good outlet and a good hobby. So much of a hobby that I started a business. So I'm not gonna lie, I am currently working on trying to formulate different perfumes. But as my business stands currently, it is strictly just decanting of already existing fragrances. Um, and it was a way of one, justifying my gathering of a collection, and two, also just realizing that one, I live in an area that is extremely shitty for trying to try new things. And I know I'm not alone in that. And um, two, it can also be very expensive to collect perfume and try new things. So being able to try a small amount of it to see if you even like it or figure out what you're interested in is a lot more cost effective than buying full bottles of everything and then realizing you don't like any of the full bottles you have bought. I have been studying a lot of the scent notes and different accords and looking into a lot of different terminology so that I have a better understanding and grasp of the materials that I'm working with. Um, but it will always be a learning project. There will always be something I don't know. Obviously, I think that's the thing I love most about perfume is that not only can multiple people like take um different, like you can have different opinions on the same perfume, and I love that it's so creative, but it also has like a lot of science and math and history, and it works multiple parts of the brain, and it's just so interesting. It could be very deep as far as subjects go, or it can be very superficial depending on how you're feeling. And I really love that part of perfume and fragrance. And as far as why I started my business, or at least named my business Moonlight Scent Co., is because I am up most of the time during the night. I am by far a night owl. I work most often by night. I film most often at night. With two young kids, that's also probably the easiest time for me to do things like this. So a lot of it's done by the moonlight.